Hello and welcome to this short presentation on how to use the wiki to build your LMS for this course. The wiki is a pretty simple tool to use, but it can be a little bit confusing if you haven't used it before, if you haven't had much experience building something with the wiki. The wiki doesn't have a whole lot of tools, but it does have enough for us to create a little website where we can post our information for your assignment, your final assignment. And I think once you see this presentation, it will help you learn how to lay out the wiki a little nicer and get ready to produce your final product. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to look for the wiki with our name on it. I've built one here for myself with my name. I'm going to click on it and open it. And that's what our wiki looks like when we get it. So the first thing we see is there's a page already in here, this wiki resource table page. Well, I'm not really going to want that page, but I'm going to use it anyway. So I'm just going to click on edit. And the first thing I can do is I can change this. And I'm going to make this my home page. And I'm going to scroll down and I'm going to select this content that's in there and I'm going to delete it. And we're ready to start. So I've built myself a new home page and let's go ahead and start entering some data. So I'm going to start by putting a title here. Let's do welcome to Unit 1. And the next thing I like to do when working with wikis is a wiki can get pretty messy at times. So what I like to do is I like to use a table to lay out my content. So I'm going to start by clicking on table. And the first thing I'm going to ask to do, now I know for this I have 9 units, so I'm going to do 9 rows. Actually, I'm going to do 10 rows because I'm going to use one row as to put an introduction in. And I'm going to make 3 columns. So there's my table. Notice it's squashed when you put it in there. You can just stretch it out and start to use it. So first thing I'm going to show you how to do is how to maybe put an image in here. So I'm going to take these cells here and I'm going to go to cell and I'm going to merge these cells together. So I have this one column here that will hold some information. Then I have these 2 columns over here where I'm going to put other information. Let's go ahead to this column and I'm going to merge these. Notice I'm working with this. I'm not really worried too much about the formatting at this point. I'm just trying to set things up. So I'm going to merge those cells. The first thing I'm going to do is put an image in here. So let's go to insert image. Now you come up with this source. This means I'm going to go look for it on my computer. I can browse. And I have these headshots that I had made for myself. So I'm just going to take this headshot GIF. I'm going to open that, upload it. And I'm not going to put any description in here. I'll adjust it once it pops in. So there you can see it's awfully big. I know I'm handsome, but not that handsome. So let's just make myself a little less prevalent on the page here. I'm just going to resize it. And I think that's probably good there. Now I can come back over here. And the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start typing some information in here. I'm going to type unit contents in this top row. And I'm going to delete that. And I can take this and I can center that text. And then I can start working on my units contents. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, in each of these rows, I'm going to put a link to another page. So I'm going to start by putting section 1. Section 1. And then I'm going to put instructor biography over here. And I can do section 2, which I believe is social presence. And you can go through the 9 sections and you can put them all in here, but since we're just in Unit 1 right now, and we're going to work on sections 1 and 2, I'm going to stop there. You can also add a little bit more formatting here. Let's bold that. Let's make the text a little bit bigger. Let's go with a 18 point. Let's bold this and go with a 16. Let's go 14. And then we'll make these 12 points. Let's go ahead and select those, just so we get a little bit more boldness in there. And notice how as I change the content, it tends to fit a little bit better. It kind of auto fits. You can make some adjustments on the outside of this by selecting the windows. You can shrink it, move it around. The other thing you want to do periodically while you're in the wiki working is you want to save this. If something goes wrong and you don't save it, then all of a sudden you lose all of your content. That's just kind of a hassle. Have that a little bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to see if I can center this image in there. There we go. Okay, so we have a basic home page set up. Let's go ahead and select everything here. And center all that content in the middle of the page. And everything's kind of nicely laid out there. Let's go ahead and save. And we have a home page. So the next thing we're going to do is make some new pages out of the content that we have here on the home page. I'm going to start by saving just to make sure that everything is saved. And first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight this text right here. I'm going to click on the Insert Edit Link. There's several ways you can link. You can link to a URL, so if you want to put a website for your students to visit in your page, you can just put the URL in here, click Submit, and you will get that link on your page. The other thing you could do is anchor. So anchor is typically if you have a long page and you have like a table of contents at the top and you want the table of contents to link to something later in the page, you would create an anchor. And then of course there's wiki page, and this is what we're going to select for this assignment. In our new wiki page, I'm just going to go ahead and make that instructor biography. And I'm going to click Submit. And notice it changes my text size, so I'm just going to go ahead and bold that, make it a little bit bigger again. And then I'm going to do the same for the social presence. I'm going to click on Link, the wiki page, social presence, Submit. And let's resize that. And now I have 2 links. Let's go ahead and I'm going to save and exit. So now here's what our homepage will look like when people sign on to it. A little bit of a formatting issue there, but we can go back and fix that. But for right now, I want to concentrate on these pages right here. Instructor biography. Now notice it's highlighted there, but also if you look at the pages, now you can see instructor biography, social presence. There's those new pages I made. Also, there's another page in here, the sandbox wiki instructions. Suppose you have a page and you make it, you don't like it, you want to delete it. If you take a look at this one, which I don't want on my site anyway, I'm just going to go ahead and edit that. And there's a trash can up here. I'm going to click on that trash can. I'm going to click purge. And now if we go back and look at our pages, that page is gone. So that's how you get rid of a page. So now that we have these other pages, there's 2 ways you can select them. You can select from here, instructor biography. And it goes to the instructor biography page. Now there's nothing on here, but it does say it was edited by me 2 minutes ago. The other thing you can do is we can go back to the pages, go to the home page. Let's go ahead and test our link and make sure that works. Instructor biography, and it goes directly to instructor biography. Now the process is repetitive. We can go back, we can start editing, and we can start typing biography here. The other thing I like to do is I like to give my audience options for moving around within the wiki. So I like to make links. So if you want to link back to other pages, at the bottom I'll put home page link, and I can click on home page. I'm going to edit link, wiki page. Now I can go to existing wiki page, and now I have these here. Home page, I want to link to the home page. Submit. Let's go ahead and save and exit. And then if you look here, I have the home page. I can click on home page, and I go back to my home page. So that's all set up pretty well. And the last thing I want to show you is that you can save this wiki so that you have a backup copy of it. And in order to do that, we're going to go to Settings, Export, and we get this little Export Wiki. Export is a standalone website. These are options that you can choose. You can include, if there's viewer comments, if you want to keep those, you can. You don't have to. It includes tags. I'm just going to leave them both checked. I'm going to click Export. Okay, so when it's done exporting, it gives you a warning up here. So let's just click on that little warning, and we can do Export Ready. I'll click on there, and I actually clicked the button twice, so I got 2 exports, but we're only going to download one of these. I'll go ahead and click on that export. I'm going to save that file. And what it's going to do is going to give you a zip file. So when we look at this in our downloads folder, it's going to be zipped like that. All we need to do to open that is double click on it, and if we open that up, you can see the index page. So I'm just going to click on that, open it with Firefox, and there's our wiki. And if I click on instructor biography, there goes the instructor biography page back to the home page. So now you have a backup. If anything happens in the class, if your wiki should get deleted or whatever, you have a backup as well. So there we have it. Good luck getting to work on your project, and hopefully keep up week by week. And I'm here to help you, so you know where to contact me if you have any questions. Thank you.